So we'll start the today's session of TS session of this NPTEL course, Basics of Biology. So today is TS session 9, and my name is Shobik. I am an integrated PhD student of Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and so we'll start the session. So before starting the session, I'll ask you if there was any doubt regarding from this session. So if there is no doubt, I'll go to my slides and start with today's TS session. Uh, so okay. So the first question is that uh, which germ layer gives rise to the central nervous system? So the germ layer which gives rise to the nervous system, mesoderm, endoderm, ectoderm, or reticular layer. Which will be the correct answer? Mesoderm, endoderm, ectoderm, or reticular layer. Correct answer is the ectoderm layer. So nervous system is rise from the ectoderm layer. The triple membrane of connective tissue that protects the brain from external pressure. Cerebrospinal fluid, chromatin tissue, optic chiasma, or meninges. Remember, this is a connective tissue. This is cerebrospinal fluid, chromatin tissue, or optic chiasma, or meninges. Correct answer is the meninges, right? Meninges is the external connective layer which protects the brains from the uh, the negative external pressure, and inflammation in this meninges causes you meningitis, right? The two hemispheres of cerebrum are connected with nerve fibers called lateral sulcus, corpus callosum, central sulcus, or corpus albicanus. Correct answer is the corpus callosum. Right? The involuntary actions of the body is controlled by medulla oblongata, thalamus, hypothalamus, or pons varii. Thalamus, hypothalamus, pons varii, all are part of the system. a part of the forebrain or prosencephalon, right? It includes cerebrum, diencephalon, and olfactory lobes. Right? So the diencephalon has control, have the thalamus, hypothalamus, as well as okay. So correct answer is the middle oblongate. Correct. The area in the deep in the brain where the pineal gland is located. Where it is located, the pineal gland. The correct answer is epithalamus, right? The primary control central of the reflex reaction is cerebellum, spinal cord. Reflex reactions are always controlled by that spinal cord. Correct? You remember this kind of this question was there where you had this reflex centers, right? That have this all nerves and all, correct? Have this kind of images, sensory neurons and all, right? You had this kind of structure. Yeah, and we had this kind of neurons like this, right? Where the sensory neurons comes as well as the sensory neuron goes and all. Had this long back. We have read that in the lastly the control center, the spinal cord. The correct answer is the spinal cord. That read this in the autonomic nervous system that maintains homeostasis of the internal organ and initiates stress response is autonomic nervous system, central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, spinal nerve. Is the autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system has this kind of it has like sympathetic and parasympathetic. The sympathetic system controls the protection of the body. It controls heart rate, sweating, and all. Where a parasympathetic sympathetic system, it controls how the energy is conserved, right? The starvation. The facial nerves originates from which is one is the facial nerve. uh, is the facial nervous, right? So it originates from the pons midbrain retina where midbrain olfactory epithelium is not correct because olfactory epithelium is smell. The facial nerve midbrain, no, midbrain also is not the correct answer as the oculomotor muscles and those things are there. So it's the pons viral. Correct answer is the pons viral. Okay. The electrical activity of the brain can be known from EEG, PET scan, CT scan, or biopsy. The EEG full form is electroencephalograph. This is where you will fit the electrodes in your brain and get the electrical activity of your brain. So the correct answer is EEG. The number of thoracic spinal nerves in humans are 11 pairs, 12 pairs, 8 pairs, or 5 pairs. In humans, there are 31 pairs of spinal nerves, correct? And there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. So spinal nerves are divided, right? Cranial nerve, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, as well as coccygeal, correct? So cranial nerves, there are 8 pairs. Thoracic nerves, there are 12 pairs. Lumbar nerves, which are 5 pairs. Sacral spinal is 5 pairs. And coccygeal nerves are 1 pair, correct? So the thoracic spinal nerves are 12 pairs. The membrane that binds to neurotransmitters via response to depolarization hyperpolarization is presynaptic, postsynaptic, synaptic plate, telodendria. So there is a synapse complex, right? The synaptic cleft is there, and the presynaptic membrane, the postsynaptic membrane is also there, right? So which binds to that neurotransmitter? Binds to the neurotransmitter, responds by depolarization is the postsynaptic membrane, right? Presynaptic membrane releases that. Is the postsynaptic. The neurocytes without dendrites and axons are found in the neurocytes without dendrites as the granule cells of olfactory bulbs, olfactory epithelium, interneuron, amacrine cells of retina. These cells doesn't have the dendrites as well as the axons. It's the amacrine cells, right? Structure in neuron formed by coiling of endoplasmic reticulum around the ribosome is dendrites, telodendria, muscle bodies, or myelin sheath. These are muscle bodies. The leakage of ions in neuron while traveling down the axon is prevented by neurolemma, roads of Ranvier, neurofibril, or telodendria. Correct answer is the neurolemma. Correct. The type of nerve conduction from brain to muscle moving in the arm is afferent, efferent, hunter, or the efferent neuron. The principal conductance, which is not responsible for maintaining resting moment potential, we have sodium, potassium, chloride, right? But we don't have calcium. Calcium is not for use for resting moment potential, correct? So, is the calcium is the correct answer. Resting memory potential is neuron is between -50 to -75 millivolts. The ion responsible for the increase in positive ions dropping in negative potential inside the axon, thus leading to a action potential is the depolarization happens due to sodium, the influx and outflux of the sodium channels, correct? The period during which the membrane cannot receive any other impulses, depolarization period, refractory period, interbit period, or impulse. The refractory period. So between two depolarization session, there will be a gap. So between that gap, it comes back into that. It again come back to the previous state, right? So this is which is known as the refractory period. Yeah. A small gap at the end of the neuron which allows signals to pass from one membrane to other. So this is one neuron. It's kind of like this. Another neuron will come like kind of this, correct? Right? Like this will come properly. So one neuron will be like this. The neuron will be like this, right? So this part is known as the synapse. This allows the signals from pass to one to another. It's a chemical process, right? It's the synapse. So that's what we had for this session because it's neurobiology session and we'll mix next week. Thank you all for joining.